There you go.
Not. Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Habari zenyu? I hope mko salama. Welcome to L.in.K Live. Hi, Sheila.
Hi! Exciting times, huh?
Welcome to. You're looking good. You're looking beautiful
Thank
as
you.
always.
Thank you, honey.
Y- Yes, so if you're watching, welcome to L.in.K Live. My name is Adero Ocholler. Remember to roll the R. If you're joining us for the first time, thank you for coming on board. If you have been following us, continue to follow us, our conversations, our recorded shows on Instagram, Facebook, at Twitter, at Oink. My name is Adero Ocholler, and with me is a beautiful guest, Sheila Waki.
Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Recognize.
And I'm loving the jewelry.
Thank you, Mama.
I'm
It's
loving
that.
your jewelry and everything about you, the
Thank
frames.
you. Yes. We gotta do this, man. I mean, if we don't do
Yeah,
this, who'll do it for us?
you, I'm telling you, uliambiwa when you get married, you don't start wearing ng'ombe ningati or sijui what. That's why I have new hair.
You'd have just said you wanted to tell us
That's
you
why I
have
have
new
new hair.
hair. You'd have just said, guys, I have new
In
hair.
case if you're watching, if you haven't noticed, if you haven't noticed, guys, I have new hair. Anyway, and that is special. Shout out to my makeup artist, Tasha Ibrahim. You can follow her also on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. She does the hair, the makeup, the photography, everything, the dressing, wardrobe, karibuni sana. So, Tasha, mad shout out to you.
Yeah.
Watakutafuta wakikutaka. So, guys, to our conversation today, and that is waiting wombs. Um, we've been spreading the word the whole week, and the day is finally here. And I'm going to tell you something small about Sheila before I hand over the platform to her. So, our guest describes herself as Sheila Waki, a woman who is passionate about life. That I know. Born again and serving God and His children. Her favorite things to do are laughing. I know that bad laugh. I've never forgotten it. It's a bad, nice laugh. Like when you're having a bad day, Sheila, your laugh just lights the room, man. You have a very bad laugh, but it's nice at the same time. I don't know,
Right?
but unajua yenye nasema. Yeah. Sheila loves listening to music and cooking good food. I can attest. She has been in active church ministry since April 2014 and continues to serve in different forums, but mainly in Nairobi Chapel, Imara. You can send them a shout out.
Yeah.
Yes, and on the pastoral team, yes, Sheila, your beautiful voice. I can never forget your beautiful, beautiful voice. I didn't know you can sing. That day you shocked me. But babe, you can sing. Sijui kwa nini ukuenda project shame.
Una-
Ni
unanipaka
shame ama fame?
mafuta.
Shame
Umenipaka
to
Elias
shame us.
bwana.
Project shame to shame us. Lakini
Hiyo wacha
yako ni
tuachie
fame.
kina Patricia Kihoro. Let's leave that one for kina Patricia.
Now, we live
Sisi
for Kina
background.
Patricia.
Sisi background.
Oh, Nini background. Ni sawa tu. Anyway, she's married to Dr. Tele Waki. But shout out to you, Daktari.
Yeah.
And they've been married for 10 years. Yes, you can blow kisses to your boo boo. I'm sure he's in the background somewhere there, making
Good.
sure your microphone is all good.
Oh yeah.
All right, so they've been married for 10 years and amidst the waiting have learned to love and live one day at a time. So, guys, yes, today we're talking about waiting wombs. We're not going to call it infertility. We're going to say waiting wombs. And waiting wombs is a forum actually that Sheila is in. Can I call it a movement, a forum? And before Sheila tells us about the waiting wombs, Sheila, maybe you can add something more about yourself. Mimi nimesoma yenye ulisema.
But basically, everything you've said just describes me to a T. Like that's who I am, that's what I do. Anything else tunaweza ongezea chapa in stories, right? But basically, I love life. I love life. I love hard and I love deep. I think that's just me. Yeah.
Okay. And I see your title changed to pastor.
But hey, you know that's it's been now what 7 years. Yeah, it's now been 7 years.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. From event.
Ata kabash.
See, sasa nani
Yes.
who has stopped you from throwing a bash? Let me ask. Who has stopped you from throwing a bash?
Okay. I'll come we celebrate with some other jewelers. I'll come with another set of new hair.
And different lipstick.
so please get used to it. And yeah, so Sheila, the waiting room. Can you just tell us about waiting rooms? What is it all about?
Okay.
And we also know that, I mean, we've been following your page, your story basically from the time you started sharing, and I'd like to applaud you because I believe that today's conversation is going to give someone hope to someone who's hopeless, and just keep guys trusting in God, for those who, are, what can I say, spiritual, religious, and even for just someone who's waiting to bring a bundle of joy into this world. Tell us about the waiting room and Hannah's heart.
Okay. So basically, everyone is waiting for something, and I like that. I like using that space because then it's not limited to what I am waiting for, which is now tied to waiting rooms, right? So at least on a general plate, we can say we are all waiting for something, and we can relate to just the waiting. Okay. Now that aside, waiting rooms is a group of. Now we have some men with us. We used to be just women alone, but now there are guys who are interested in joining us. And basically what we are is a support group for couples who are trying to conceive. And we are just there for them. That's basically what I can say. We have created a platform where we say, you know what, you're not the only one going through this. We are here as well, and we're going through the same journey, only that our lanes are different. And we are here to do this together. Yeah, so that's basically what waiting rooms is.
Okay. So Sheila, please tell us your journey, your story, just from when you met Dr. Telewaki, a bit about your wedding and just marriage life, and then from now when you decided to have, to try and have a baby.
Okay, so this guy has been.
We have time.
Look at me giggling. We have been in each other's lives exclusively. We have been in each other's lives exclusively for 22 years now. 23 in a few.
Wow.
Yeah, just him and me as a couple. It's been 22 years. But married, we've been married for 10 years, as you earlier said. I met this guy. I know I look 22, and let us keep that going. I
you do, honey.
I met this guy in primary school. He was my desk mate for 2 years. We were not dating then, just to be clear. Yes, we did at manners in Primo.
Please. I know.
Then, yeah, you were there. Then we met again after high school. You were there, yeah. So I can't even lie. Then we met again after high school.
Imagine.
Just before we went into campus. And it was at that point when he looks at me and he goes like, kuna vile, you're not like a young girl. I like you. I think I like you like that now,
Yeah.
So we started dating June 2019, 1999. That's when we officially started dating and decided, okay, I think you're cool.
Yeah.
And did long distance for 6 years because he was abroad. I also traveled to study abroad, came back, and then we just continued with where we left off.
Yeah.
And then got married. So here we are, married.
Okay.
Yeah,
And sorry again, Sheila, if you can hear some background noise, that's my son. That's
it's
Akin.
okay. We are soon joining you, so
Trying.
it's fine.
Yes. So these are the things. These are the ninis. Get used to them. He's knocking the door here again. I don't know. He always waits for me to go live. Then he starts. Now he's chanting on the corridor. But anyway, I've locked him out. So okay. So um, just 1 minute. Let me get his dad. Okay, Baba Akim, if you're watching, please stop your son. He's
Holla at your
interrupting
son.
my life. Anyway, so Sheila, yeah. So, proceed. You proceeded.
So then now we get married, and it was an awesome wedding. You were there. You've been there for all these things.
Yes, I've been there. See, I'm pretending I wasn't there. I'm like,
At some point, you should take over and just give your side of the story, perhaps. But anyway, yeah,
you know,
we get
just
married, and then we decide, you know what,
okay.
let's do life.
Uh-huh.
So
Mm-hmm.
just after our honeymoon,
Uh-huh.
we get to realize my mom-in-law is unwell. So
Yeah.
I step in as her caregiver. And at that point, we're not
Wow.
really thinking about children. We're not really thinking, okay, we need to get babies, or, there's something wrong with us.
Mm-hmm.
Because at that time, we
Yeah.
are so occupied with just making sure mom is okay.
That mom
Uh,
is okay.
yes. Then 2 years in, mom passes away, and we are left thinking, okay, now I think it's time. Maybe we should
Mm-hmm.
start. But nothing is happening. Sijui.
You're wondering all the Cyrus.
You're like Cyrus nothing.
Yeah.
Left there, tree on the
Uh-huh.
side. Sijui what? Nothing.
In the kitchen, nothing. Who said marriage is boring?
The only person who is showing up is at TikTok. So you're like, no, this one, what does she
Yeah.
want, right? But
Yeah. Yeah.
and at some point, there was quite a lot I was going through at that point, because mom-in-law passed away. Then in the span of a year, my best friend then passed away as well, also cancer. And then just when I was marrying, when the night my best friend passed away, a very close cousin of mine gave birth to a prima. And on the day we buried my best friend, my cousin lost the baby. So there was so much going on inside of me. I think my body just could not handle anymore, and it lipukad. Like, I'm done.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
at that point, I go and be tested and be checked, and they find, oh, you have diabetes, you have high blood pressure. But now questions start coming up. Where are you getting diabetes from? Because you've said it's not in your family. So, and my lifestyle, I'm very active. Generally, I'm a very active person.
Yeah.
So why
me teacher, I know.
Yeah. So why do you have diabetes? Then it just happened that same month. My menses were very painful. They were excruciatingly painful. So that took me to an obs-gyn, and upon checking, then they find I have PCOS. Okay. Now, for those of you,
you'll explain to us. Yeah.
Yes, PCOS is polycystic ovarian syndrome. Okay. Now, what happens with polycystic ovarian syndrome is it messes up your hormones, like terribly messes up your hormones.
Okay.
And your ovaries, inside your ovaries are cysts. Cysts are fluid-filled sacs.
Whoa.
Okay? So inside the ovaries are cysts, and they align themselves mostly on the edge, the inner edge of the ovaries. So when you're doing an ultrasound, the ovary looks like it's bumpy, like it has bumps all around it, but from the inside, not on the outside. Okay, so they call it the pulse. So if you hear in the obs gyne field, and you hear them saying the pulse, they're referring to the cysts inside the ovaries. Okay, so what that does is it because they're foreign bodies. Those cysts are not meant to be in your ovaries. They don't. They minimize the development of the follicle, what we call the egg. Before it becomes an egg, it's a follicle.
Yeah.
So that follicle doesn't grow. It doesn't grow as it should into an egg to be released and fertilized by a sperm in the fallopian tubes.
Yeah.
So what you're releasing is immature eggs. Okay? Start releasing immature eggs. Now what that does is there can't be any fertilization because the egg hasn't matured as it should. There are some people who, those who have PCOS, there are some who don't get menses at all because there's no fertilization. It doesn't even go into the endometrium to be released as menses. It hasn't fertilized. So there was nothing to collect. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what this does is it really messes your hormones. It really, really messes hormones. So you start having a lot of hormonal imbalance. And in my case, it had gone as bad as my insulin being affected, and that's how I got diabetes. So I didn't get it because I love sugar, what, all those myths that you've grown up thinking. Mine were cancelled on that. So the doctor found I had PCOS, and I had to learn what that means and what it's doing.
Yeah, because you're saying you're breaking it down like a doctor, and I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
Hi,
so
Dr. Mrs. Tele
Yani, I gotta take on the role, man. So then that was, and then the doctor decided to do further tests, and he found fibroids in my uterus. He found I had blocked fallopian tubes. There's a very painful test called HSG. Wow, that test is horrible and painful, but they need to do it. They insert colored dye, blue dye. They insert, like with a syringe, like with force, they insert it into your cervix so that it spreads and comes out with your fallopian tubes. Yes. And it is painful. Millie. Wow. Others.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what is pain there?
Let me tell you. Let me just explain it so that you can understand. And you know me, I'm pain tolerant. You know me.
Yeah.
I'm that chick who sits and sleep when I'm being done for 2 tattoos at a go. Okay.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, when that process was done, by God's grace, my doctor had already given me a painkiller to take before the process, like 30 minutes before the process. And I was okay. I tolerated it. We got home at 6 p.m. The painkiller wore off.
Why didn't you pop another one an hour before?
Because I was not told that I'll need more than one painkiller.
Oh, now you're telling those who are watching.
Please, just have extra. Thanks. Let me tell you, and that day, Tele was doing night shift, so I was home alone. Mother calls me. Do you know, I cried. I didn't even talk to her. I was just crying on the phone. I leered back, I blacked out. That's how painful it was. Yeah. I cried tears, Millie. Mother, I'm not even responding. Baka nikalala. I blacked out. Yeah.
Let me ask. I like the procedure is not over when it's over. Like when they do the dye and they finish, like it's not over. Like, okay, bye, go home. Now it's wears off or whatever.
It's an invasive procedure. Because they're tearing a membrane. Your cervix is closed, remember? Your cervix is not open, so it's being punctured so that the dye is spreading. Let me tell you, it is very invasive.
Oh my God.
After the procedure, you're given a sanitary towel to wear because you will leak. You will leak blood,
Lord.
you will leak the dye. So really, it's very invasive. And it's not those things where you'll be told that you're insert a painkiller inside or let's teach you. No, that one has to heal on its own. So now with that procedure, they find my tubes are blocked, but my left tube is really bad compared to the right tube was okay. There's some fluid passing through, which we can work with, but the left tube was like totally blocked. And then they also found no, now later when I go to back to the doctor, he suggests that we have surgery just so that we try and unblock the tubes and remove the fibroids.
Yeah.
Now when they in, when they went in surgery wise, they find my fallopian tubes. Okay, not mine, but every female has fallopian tubes that have finger-like structures at the end. Okay, see there are two ends, and they have finger-like structures, and these finger-like structures are called fimbria. Okay. So what the doctors found after opening me up was my fimbria were attached to my small intestines.
Yeah.
What these fimbria do, they're finger-like structures, okay? They move the way my fingers are moving, and they help collect the eggs from the ovaries. Once they're fully grown to eggs, from follicles to eggs, it's collected by this fimbria, and it's the fimbria that now facilitates the movement of that egg into the fallopian tube, where it meets the sperm, and then they fertilize. Okay.
Fertilize, yeah.
So mine were attached to my intestines like this. So they're not moving. Nothing is being collected. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So now it's that attachment that was causing me adenomyosis, that was causing me pain during my periods.
Oh, okay. And how long? Okay, sorry. Sorry to cut you short, Sheila. The period pain, because this is also something that many ladies and mothers even have been cautioned, like to check on their daughters, not to ignore period pain, and maybe someone might learn from this. So that intense period pain is not normal.
No pain is normal. Not even pain is not normal. Pain is a reaction the body produces because of a stimuli that is not meant to be.
Yeah.
Okay, pain is not normal.
Yeah.
Don't normalize pain. Whether it's a headache, whether it's even the one for the heart. No, pain is not normal.
Yeah.
No pain is normal. So don't normalize pain. The moment you start getting painful menses or your PMSs are crazy, I mean, it's painful, that's a wake-up call to go see a doctor. Just get up and go be seen.
Yeah, okay, okay. Okay, carry on. I just wanted to, like, that, because I'm seeing there's a lot of, there are many ladies who are coming out now just raising awareness about that pain and, you know, how people should get checked. And many people have grown up with having period pains and then they just ignore, and when later on it's something else.
Yes. It's sad that it's not a big deal. Like, oh, I'm having cramps. Okay.
Yeah.
Exactly. Don't normalize your pain. Pain is not normal.
Okay.
It's your body responding to a stimuli that is not meant to be, right? So that was the reason why I was having like bad cramps, like really bad cramps. I remember there was a particular month I could not move out of the bed until my husband like massages me. Then only can I like wake up, because I'm done. I can't move. Not I can't get out. I can't move. Like I am stuck in that position. Yes. Until he massages me, then I will roll over and get out of bed and
Yeah.
figure out my life from there. So for us, that's why I was getting like really, really bad pain, because of the scarring and the scar tissue that was attached to my intestines. Now, I thank God for my doctor, because if we didn't do that, it would have probably developed into bad endometriosis, because now the the scar tissue would have grown out of, it would have just
Whoa.
spread, and that would have been really bad. So I had surgery to correct the failure. The adhesions were cut off, and my intestines were pushed a bit lower, just so that they're not coming into contact again, and getting in touch again. But my left tube could not be sorted, so that was left as it is. There was a big fibroid that was
all
found.
this you're doing in Kenya?
Oh yeah. That was one surgery. That was all one surgery. I remember I got in at 1 p.m. and they wheeled me out at 6 p.m.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Let me tell you, Adero, I was given the video of that surgery. It changed my perspective about God. Because you walk around, you don't know what's going on inside of you. And there are many things. There are many things that you will not think are a big deal until it's the roof.
Exactly.
For me, I didn't. The PCOS I had or have is not something that I would have thought I had a problem. Okay, the symptoms. The way I've said now, you normalize cramps, so you're like, okay, yeah, cramps, no big deal. Everyone gets
it's normal.
Cramps, right? Yes. And then, I used to have chin hairs. I still do, but I manage that. I have chin hairs, but you're thinking maybe it's just adolescence or
hormones.
Yes, it doesn't really occur to you that this is a symptom of something really big.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. When you have chin hair and you're a woman, that is not right. That means your
even
body
4 or 3.
Yes, because what that says is your body is producing.
I have 3.
Your body is producing more male hormones than the female hormones.
Oh, okay.
Chin hairs are a characteristic of the male physiology. Okay, that is what men, not women. Right. So for you to show chin hairs, then it says your body is producing more male hormones than it naturally should. Right? So you see things like that, you're not really thinking that, okay, maybe this is the onset of something, or I need to have myself checked, because it's no big deal, right?
People just go tweezing.
Yeah. Then there's also personally mood swings. You know how mamas we play mood swings.
Yeah.
It just messes with your hormones, and that makes mood swings crazy. Okay. God. 1 minute you're happy, the next minute you want to cry because you saw a butterfly on the road. And then the next minute you're tukaning the watchman because he said hello to you. You're just all of nasty emotions.
Your emotions are everywhere.
Yeah. And you're not thinking, hiya, this could be a hormonal problem. You're like, I'm just moody. I'm ovulating. You don't think maybe there's something wrong somewhere. You see, so there are these things that we often take for granted, and we don't think maybe I need to have myself checked. And just to see there could be something amiss somewhere, right? So for me, I mean, these are things I didn't really think through. But later on, you now realize, oh my gosh, I had the symptoms for PCOS from Kitambo. I just didn't think it was a big deal per se. Okay. So we went for surgery, and we now know what we are dealing with. And my doctor says, you know what? Let's try fertility treatment. Let's now try it. Let's try and get this baby. So, excuse me. So I start treatment. I start treatment, and treatment involves as many tablets as you can take in a day. I remember there was a point I used to take 7 in the morning, 7 in the evening, different tablets.
What?
And then you have sessions where you inject yourself, and you have to go to and you have to go to the obs gyne on certain days. Like, your cycle is monitored seriously, because now what we're
Oh
trying
my
to do,
God.
we're trying to stimulate the eggs to grow,
Yeah.
so that we have higher chances of conception. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Now, here's the thing with fertility treatment. When you're being stimulated, your follicles, a woman, a normal woman, you're okay, no issues per se to do with your gynecological self, produces one egg.
Yeah.
And it is that one egg that we
Yeah.
shed. If you're not pregnant, then it
Yeah.
sheds as your period, okay? Part of your period, right?
Yeah.
Now, when you're being stimulated, you'll have one ovary has 12 eggs, another ovary has 24 eggs.
Wow.
Painful
So
to even move.
Yes.
Even just moving, like, get up from this seat and go walk until there. It is a story, because now your ovaries are swollen, kabisa, because that's not normal.
Yeah.
Not
And
normal.
even Lizzie says don't normalize pain.
Yes,
William
Mama.
Madwa, pain isn't normal. I agree with you
Yes.
totally. So that's William, and that's coming from a guy.
Awesome. Thank you,
Okay.
William. Yeah. So you're going through all this stimulation, and month after month, Auntie Flo is still your best friend. She's not letting
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, Auntie Flo is just there. Loyal to the core. I'm telling you.
Spot on. And it's quite a journey, because then if you're not grounded in yourself,
yeah,
Adesh, let me tell you, you'll get lost in it. You'll get lost in it. The amount of money needed, the amount of time needed, the amount of energy given, it's crazy. I remember I would spend about 60K a month just on medicine. I have not eaten food, I have not paid rent, I have not done anything else. This is just meds.
60,000.
Yes.
And the irony being your husband is a doctor.
Thank you. Yeah. So he knows where he can get the drugs a bit cheaper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you start
for
wondering,
someone else.
Yeah, that person who can't afford that. And then you have society telling them how they are not normal because they've not given birth. These are some of the reasons why I make noise the way I do. We need to stop.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to the KOTs and
So here you are trying out every month, and every month it's just not happening. Some months are better than others, and you're thinking maybe this month it will work. And it doesn't happen. I remember there was a time I actually had I developed, because of the stimulation, I developed hyperstimulation, ovarian hyperstimulation, and I got a cyst in my uterus. I developed a cyst in my, but this one was now one big cyst in my uterus. Now the catch with this cyst was you either go for surgery so that it's drained out, or it sheds on its own. My doctor suggested we allow it to shed on its own, because I mean, you've just come from surgery. I don't see why we should take it back in. And one of the fibroids they found in my uterus was actually growing more on the inside than on the outside. So it became a bit invasive. Yeah, it became a bit invasive on the uterus, because he had to scoop and clean out. So for him, he was already thinking, I've already pretty much touched your uterus. I don't think I want to go back inside. Otherwise, then we'll minimize the chances of you being able to carry a child. It will become drama, right? So he decided, let's just allow this thing to shed on its own. Really, the pain.
Oh my God. Wait, they've not given you like morphine when they're doing all this?
They're not even there when they are doing all this. Let me tell you, I was in the house and all of a sudden I start
Okay,
bleeding.
so
Okay, I start bleeding. So I'm
let
like,
me
oh,
sip some water. Aki, I'm tired.
maybe Auntie Flo is here. So let me wear my pad. But it's not reducing, it's even becoming more. And the pain, my uterus then started contracting. So basically, I went into labor to shed a
Oi,
cyst and not deliver a baby. Okay?
my God.
Now, in the space of that pain, I just ended up on the floor. You know how you want baridi? I ended up
Aki, that is labor. That's labor for real though. That's labor.
I was lying on the floor in fetal position, but I was in tears. I was crying. I couldn't talk. I called Tele. I called my husband, and I couldn't even tell him, "Hello, I'm in pain. Please come." I was just crying. So he sensed, I hear it's not normal for Sheila to call me and just leave the phone
Yeah,
on. Something must be
yeah,
wrong. So he got into
yeah.
the car, rushed home, and he found me on the floor in fetal position. Uko, I'm bleeding. The damu is not stopping. So he calls the
Yeah.
doctor and asks, I mean, she's in pain. She's not even talking to me. What do we do? Can I bring her? And the doctor is
Mm-hmm.
like, imagine,
Yeah.
stab her, let it shed. Because if you bring her, there's nothing much I'll do.
What?
Yeah, he's like, if you bring her, I'll just give her the same medicines you've just given her. So for her comfort,
Yeah.
just stay with her,
Ay.
be there, let it shed. Once it's done, that's
Yeah.
after like days, 2, 3 days. If she's not okay, then you can bring her. If she's fine, then don't worry. Let me
Yeah.
see you in the next cycle. So yeah,
Yeah.
we braved it and we cried it and it shed. So it's a really heavy process. And these things are not, you're not at sat down
Mm-hmm.
and told, so this is what you should expect, this is what will come, this is what will happen, because the journey is different for everyone. The way I'll respond to a certain dawa
Yeah.
is is not
Yeah.
how it responds or someone else responds to a different um,
Yeah.
medicine. Yeah,
And Wanjiru says when Sheila says it's painful, believe her.
that's my BFF. She knows. Yeah. So I remember that was one of my most
Yeah.
painful spaces during that trying period.
Uh-huh.
And when you hear a doctor saying she has just gone through labor, that's just like labor, and you're thinking what came out is a cyst and not a baby. Hata afadhali mtoto angetoka, then you will say,
Yeah. Then you
okay,
say
I lost a baby.
nimepitiana.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had, but now it's a cyst, a sac that has blood and water. What is that? As in, what's all this? Yeah,
Wow.
so we
Uh-huh.
went for like about 1.5 years. Um, there was a time I
Of
did.
treatment.
Yes, there was a time I did 6 IUIs. Now IUIs is an IUI is intrauterine insemination. So imagine what you learned in agriculture for cows when they do artificial insemination, but now for a human being.
Ah,
Okay?
no, Sheila.
Honey, yes. I mean, Millie, it's a quest to get a child. You will try anything. Okay, you will do whatever it is that you can do so that you say, at least I
Yeah,
tried, right? So
yeah,
this
yeah.
I remember there was a time when the doctor was trying to insert the sperm sample into my uterus, and he found my uterus was twisted. Kuongezea juu,
Imechoma heart.
not only was it twisted, it had leaned back on my, it was lying on my bladder. Okay.
Wow.
So when the doctor tried to untwist it, because he's holding a sperm sample with him, this sample can't be wasted. Remember, we have spent money in a lab to have it cleaned and all that stuff. We can't throw it. Yeah, go and come back tomorrow. Okay. And then when you're doing an IUI, as soon as you enter, because it's very timed. Let me tell you, it is very, very timed. Like, it is precisely timed. So when you get into the doctor's office, he will even leave someone else he's dealing with just to come and finish with you and then now continue, because you can't say you will wait another hour. The sperm will die. Okay? By the way, when you're coming from the lab to the doctors, you're told to keep your sperm in the warmest place possible, and that's in between your boobies. So for you who doesn't have a cleavage,
so I'm safe.
You know, yeah, you fine. In fact, you should even start the services for everyone else. I beg.
I can come and beba for guys for 250.
I know, right? So you're crossing the road. And then I thank God, like for us guys, our lab was right opposite the doctor's office. So it was just crossing the road and you're into the doctor's office. So you're crossing the road and we are laughing. We're like, wait, boy, don't trip and fall. Otherwise, our juniors will be able to
afford to laugh. Guys.
What do you do? Honestly, you can't cry for the rest of your life.
Something.
You can't cry. You can't cry for the rest of your life. You can't. You just have to find the joy in this thing. You just have to find the humor, because that's what will carry you. Honestly, it's the good times is what will carry you. So you just find the humor in it and, move on. So I remember that particular day that the doctor tried to untwist my uterus so that he could continue with the process. Millie, let me tell you the pain I felt. Huh? You know how you
told us 7 pains. Now, which one is better? Which one is worse?
Don't even want any of them. I have carried them for all of you. Okay. I have carried them for all of you. Let me tell you, I have carried that pain for. I usually tell God, let none of my people, let none of my sisters, none of my cousins, no one I know should go through what I've gone through. Let me be the one to carry everything. I have given everything.
Yeah. And yet he's saying, guy, this is painful. Just Sheila speaking is brave. Hazel is saying she wants to give you a hug right now. Oh,
Hazel,
God.
I hear you, babe. Yeah, so I remember at that point when he shot the forceps into my system and twisted untwisted my uterus. I instead of even saying Jesus, you know how guys go like Jesus, okay. Me, I said, Holy Spirit, don't leave me. Aki, those are the ones I said.
Aki, gosh. Aki, Sheila, my stomach is aching. You couldn't even say Jesus. You couldn't even call the Lord. Like, the Holy Spirit had to come.
I decided, no, you're my comforter, you're my friend. I need you now. So I
oh my God.
And then, those are those ones where you're saying, because this one was really painful, maybe this is the one that will shika. God can't allow me to go through so much pain.
Yeah.
And then
you're like, this is Sheila. How? God.
Yeah, nothing happens, right?
Yeah.
And then that's the month, your periods decide they're coming 2 weeks late. So everyone, even the nurses, know because of the pain you felt, this one must have shikad. We go for a checkup and you're told, sorry, it's a negative. And then your periods show the next day.
What?
Yeah. And you're like, wow. Wow.
The next day, they couldn't even give you like midterm. The next day.
Showed, like Auntie Flo has a sense of humor that is very, I don't know. It's just hers. Yeah. So it's
oh my God.
If you're not grounded, Millie, if you're not grounded, then whatever it is you're waiting for will just become, it will consume you. It will consume you. So after one and a half years of trying, like actively trying every month, injections, and like your fridge becomes a chemist, and
And
you
also,
have to
when you're
visit.
saying actively, how active were you sexually,
Yes.
Sheila?
Now let
Active,
me tell you, that's the
hospital,
worst
and
bit.
active?
Ah, yeah.
Nyandu.
Let me never ever. I'm done with that story. Let's
Ah,
move on.
nasty.
There's nothing as bad as timed sex. Ay. That's the most
You even have an
horrible.
alarm.
It's the most horrible thing ever. Because now you're
It's
not
like you had an
focused on.
hourglass.
I know, and you're not thinking like, okay, this is for our enjoyment, this is for our pleasure, this is for us. You're now
Yeah.
thinking the doctor said. Yani the doctor
Oh
becomes a silent
no.
speaker. Yeah, because you're like, the doctor said on this day, today is this day. Now I am here. I mean, it is so
What time are you
horrible.
coming home?
I know.
Oh
And then to
God.
make matters worse, me, I live with someone who does night shifts, day shifts. So
Oh
I'm
no.
like, timed sex is the worst. Let me tell
Yeah.
you,
Oh no.
the worst. I hear anyone who is suffering from that, it removes the joy out of it. It totally
Yeah.
removes the joy out of it. Then it makes things worse because
Yeah.
there's a certain disconnect that now checks into the couple's lives. Then to make matters
Oh
worse,
yeah.
yeah, because now you're not in it for each other. You're in it because we need to get children.
You want to?
Okay?
You're trying to get. Yeah. You're trying to
Thank
get
you.
pregnant.
Thank you. Now, Sembuse, after the time sex, no baby comes.
Oh
It
yeah.
just
Now you
becomes
can
now
imagine.
sex. You're now a space of we are fighting. You're already feeling yucky about each other. You're not connecting
Yeah.
emotionally. I mean,
Oh
time
my
sex is the
God. That's
worst.
and that Sheila. That must have. Did it cause a strain between you two? If I may ask. Like.
It did.
Um.
It did.
Yeah.
It did because I mean work has
Yeah.
to go on, okay?
Yeah.
Work has to
Yeah.
go on. He needs to pay for his
Yeah.
dawah. Sawa.
Yeah.
Then also remember, I'm already in a space where I'm really moody and my hormones are raging, they're everywhere. So you're very sensitive, and the moment you realize, so we can't have sex on this day, you just become a mess. Because
Oh
so and
my
so is
God.
why
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah.
okay. So this one has gone. And then you just see your whole month crumbling. Every amount of medicine you have taken, all the injections you have
Down
had,
the drain.
yeah, yeah. Of course it will affect you. It will
Yeah.
affect you. And I'm so grateful that
Mm-hmm.
my husband and I have a space where we talk.
Okay.
We talk
Yeah.
about it. We talk about
Yeah.
it. And I'm
Yeah.
not talking about it to attack you. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not telling you how I feel to attack you. I'm just letting you know this is how I feel
Mm-hmm.
about what is happening. How do you feel? Because maybe we are feeling the same thing and we're not
Yeah.
on the same space. So
Mm-hmm.
that conversation with my husband has really helped us like be in tune. So yes, it affected us,
Mm-hmm.
but it didn't break us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty then. So after now again that down the drain trying. And D
So
says, your sister is watching by the D says, strongest
WD.
babe I know. Karibu D. And
Oh yeah.
Patron, I see you're watching. Linda, I see you're watching. Jovin is watching. Karibu. Maureen, bye bye. Karibu sana. Helen, I'll watch hugs to you, Sheila. As we go on, guys, I'll read your comments. Malaika Matunda, I see you. Yeah, Linda is in shock. She's like, "What?" And then Nate, he says, Nate doesn't even understand how you're finding humor in all this, Sheila.
Nate, man, you just have to laugh it off. You just have to, because the other option is cry, and some of us don't have
Yeah.
time to cry, honestly. But
Yeah.
D would my sister Diana would come home and hang out with me on those nights, and I'd tell her, "Oh, okay, it's 9 p.m. I need to inject myself." Then she looked at me like, "Huh? Huh?" So she'd see me go to the fridge, I get my injection, insert it into the syringe, and then I inject myself. So that's why she's saying I'm the strongest woman she knows. I mean, she has seen quite the process. Yeah, she has seen quite the process.
Sheila Munyiri says, Nate Kayuki, this babe will go through this, then rush to your bedside when you tell her your own baby came early. She's funny, selfless, and completely the most loyal person you could ever meet. Sheila
That's my cousin.
Munyiri, yes,
Love you,
I
babe.
concur. Oh,
Love you, babe.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Guys, I'll keep on reading your comments.
Yeah.
As we
1.5 years.
Yeah.
1.5 years in, the doctor says, okay, I've tried everything I know. You know what? Let's just, do says it's been real. I'm not God. I'll refer you. And I think the only other option now is IVF. So we tried to do IV. Okay, we tried to see the doctor to do IVF. But on the 2 occasions we made bookings, something would always happen. Oh, the doctor is called in for an emergency, or something has happened, the doctor is not able to make it, so can we reschedule? And I remember one evening I sat with my husband and I just told him, you know what, I feel God is just saying, you know what, just stop, just chill and wait, just chill, because at that point also your body has gone through so much. Every month you're bloated, you look like you're 6 months pregnant. In fact, we have a joke in waiting wombs where when someone is bloated, they say I'm 3 months pregnant or I'm 2 months, because you really look huge, because of a lot of edema.
And then I'm sure, and then comes along the people who are congratulating you.
Oh, thanks. And rubbing your tummy, asking you, yeah, what's inside? Is there something? Is there something inside? And you're like, yeah, my intestines, my stomach, my liver, my kidneys. What are you looking for exactly? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no,
So
Sheila, man, that's
we got
hard.
to a point where, you know what? It's not our story. We are not entitled to have babies. That is God's department entirely, like 110%. It's taught us to be humble, because I can't claim what is not mine. I can't go saying, God, if you don't give me a baby, I'll kill myself. I mean, he gave you that life, and he will give you that baby when he wants to. So that's the space we decided to rest in, and also rest my body, because at that point I'm just not taking fertility treatment. Remember, now there's diabetes that has been found, there's blood pressure that's been found, so I'm also undergoing treatment for those as well. Okay. And just the whole shebang of the things that's happening inside of you. I remember I lost like 20 kgs in 3 months, which is good for me because PCOS doesn't allow you to lose weight easily. You you will gym and do aerobics and do sijui what for like 3 months, and then you'll only lose 1 kg, and you're like, really? Yeah. So for the process to allow me to lose quite a lot of weight, I thank God for that. But it got to a point we just said, you know what? I'll rest. Let me rest this body. When God feels like giving me a child, when it is time, when time is right, he will do so on his own. If he needs help, he will guide us to the right channels. If it is adopting, he will guide us to the right channels. So you know what, for now, let's laugh, let's live, let's love, because there's nothing else left for you to do. Yeah. And that's where we are at
Sheila,
right now.
And you, for the longest time I've known you, you've always served the church. You've always been, like in the front line, whether it's a worship team, now you're a pastor. Have you ever felt like God has abandoned you? How do you get up and go for baby showers? How do you congratulate someone? How do you see someone else having a second, third baby, and you're like, this person maybe, okay, I won't say, I don't want to judge, or maybe is not a believer in quotes, but Sheila is here in the front line in church and trusting God, and it's been 10 years.
There are moments back then, when we started the treatment, because now it's actively in your face, it's right here. So there are moments like on my way to hospital for my checkups, you'd pass like Globe roundabout, and you're seeing all these street families. you know you're seeing all these street kids, and you're seeing a street mom carrying a baby that she just gave birth to like a week or two ago. And you'd ask God, honestly, me, I have a home. I have a clean roof over my head. I have everything this child would need to grow. Why give her and not me? What am I so bad a person? Everyone goes through that. I have gone through that. The only difference with then and now is I have accepted my process. Okay? I have accepted my lane, and I have accepted that this is where I stay. This is where I'm supposed to be. That my God does not make mistakes. I have accepted that. And I have accepted that my role in people's lives will be to help them carry their babies until I get my home. Okay? So it's just a space of acceptance. The moment your mind accepts this, then it's easy to throw a baby shower. It's easy to visit a newborn mom. It's easy to take a fellow lady who's pregnant to the clinic. It's easy because you realize your space and your role in the bigger picture. It's not about you, by the way. Quit it. It's not about you. It's never been about you. Nothing in this life is about you.
Yeah.
It's always for a bigger thing. If I was not there, then I would not be here right now. Okay? Someone else would be sitting here giving their story. So it just takes that mind shift and choosing joy, choosing to be complete in yourself. Just saying, you know what, God, yes, I don't have, but I have many other things that probably Millie doesn't have. So I choose to celebrate that. Okay? A child doesn't give me the legality to live. It's not illegal for me not to have a child. I can still do everything else.
And Baba Akim is watching as always. Support system. He says you have a very clear conscience. Geoffrey Sirumba, thanks. Karibu Abiogot, thanks for watching. Linda B says God's time is the best.
Yes.
And that's something I like telling people. And sometimes someone who's gone through what you've gone through, Sheila, and I know many people tell you, don't tell me about God. Like, he has, he's not with me. And as you said, why someone else and not you? And then that also goes to the aspect of your husband being a doctor, the irony.
Yes.
Irony
not
in a
just
good way.
Doctor
Telewaki, he's a pediatrician.
Yes. In fact,
like
he's
God
not
has
just,
a sense of humor.
He's not just a pediatrician. Like right now, as we speak, he's a neonatal pediatrician. So when your obs guy receives your baby, it's him who's given. And he's the one who will tell you your baby has 10 fingers, 10 toes, 10 this, 10, your baby looks okay, your baby is a bit blue. That's what my husband does. So that's what I'm saying. You just need to get grounded in yourself. You need to be okay with yourself for you to be able to live. Otherwise, you will not be able to live. For those who say God has left me, don't talk to me about God. I will not talk to you about God because remember again, it's your lane. It's your lane. That is your journey. What I will do is be there. In whatever capacity it is, I will be there. I won't tell you about God. I will let him tell you about himself.
And Maureen says, patience and acceptance. This is a strong woman. Thanks, Maureen. Rihanna Makoha is watching. Lisa Wasafari is Karibu. And so, Sheila, we go to the aspect of Okay, now your doctor has told you, mimi nimejaribu. Did that just break you that your own doctor, yeah, your doctor can tell you that? We find answers in God, we find answers in the doctors. For your own doctor to tell you and he's saying he'll refer you, how did that make you feel?
It was a zone for like 5 minutes because you're like, what? Okay. I've known this guy for say about 2.5 years. Every single month, like 3 times a month, I'm with him. He has seen me uko even deeper than Happy has, and now you're telling me you're leaving me for someone else.
Oh God, yeah. It's been a deep relationship, and then now he's like, deuces. It's it's like being dumped by your
Yeah,
teenage boyfriend. As
exactly,
in,
exactly. So for those five
oi.
seconds, for those 5 minutes, it was like, oh wow, okay, so this phase is done. Um, but then again, there's a grace God gives. I believe because even the doctor was very gentle with me. He was so gentle, and it did feel like I'm being deserted. I loved, I loved that he said, "I cannot go
Mhm.
beyond what I have done." I loved that because usually they'll
Mhm.
go through roundabouts and many stories, but he sat us down and he said, "You know what? You are my witnesses. I have done everything." And when he said everything, he meant everything because there are moments when he would buy medicine for me himself as a doctor just so that I can get them at a cheaper price. Like an injection that would cost maybe 60K, he would buy it himself and I'd end up paying like 28,000.
Wow, wow,
So
wow,
when he says,
wow.
"I have tried everything," you know, this guy went out of his way, he tried everything. And for him to tell me
Yeah.
this, then it comes from a good place. Okay. So it also needs you to be very sober and sane and realistic in your expectations. Just because he's a fertility doctor doesn't mean it's guaranteed I will get a child. Yeah. So for me, for just
Um.
5 minutes, I was, wow, okay, this has actually happened this way. But after that, I was like, you know what? Que sera, sera. We live. We live. We are breathing. Let's do this.
Yeah, and Lizzie Yogo Karibu, she's watching. She's always watching our shows. Thanks, Lizzie.
Thank
Baba
you.
Gabriel Ade, always supportive. And Lizzie is always sending you a shout out, Sheila, because your husband saved her son's life.
Yes.
Lizzie's son, Papa, was in critical condition. It was downhill, and Dr. Telewaki is the one who came and said, this and this has to be done. So she says she owes it to your husband. And those are the things now maybe you look at, you're like, okay, but these guys, they're good people, they're cool people. Kuna mchawi mahali pengine yeye ako na watoto 15. As in, you're like, yeah, God, what is it? And for the dudes, like now to the men, to the husbands, Sheila, what as waiting wombs, and you're also going to tell me about Hannah's Heart, because I know you Hannah's Heart, hashtag Hannah's Heart. That's a movement, or can I say organization, or a term you use. But let's go to the men first. It's not easy even for a husband to be in a space where his wife, and maybe I'll use it for now, that it's Sheila in quotes is the problem, vile watu wanaweza kusema mimi
Eh,
ndio shida, as in, okay, it's you who has the issues that you have. um for Tele, what has it been for him, like as a husband? And of course, there's that pressure of society of situkulete de mwingine juu sasa huyu atoshi mboga jo.
yeah.
So yeah.
Um, for us guys, I think what's really worked is why are we together in the first place? Why did we sit down and say, let's get married? You know, was it because of the children? So going back to the basics, our why. I think that has helped keep us focused on 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 life. Okay, now men, I feel sad for men because unlike women, us guys speak, it comes out, we are done. Okay, um, if you're having an issue, I will call you, lament, lament, lament. You will tell me, I don't worry, babes, it's okay, babes. We'll go out for, whatever it is. And I'm fine. I'll be okay after that. Okay. Now, men, on the other hand, are, yeah, yeah, it's all here. Yeah. So they don't have spaces where they can have such conversations. Like, I don't know what to do. My wife can't conceive and the issue is her, or I don't know what to do. I am the problem. Um, how do I go about this, or what do I do? The spaces where men can just unleash is very limited compared to us ladies. Now, again, I think what's helped Tele is the fact that we can talk. We have that open channel, and he's also open to hearing from another guy. You know, if like in waiting rooms, we work together with editor Hadassah and her husband Trip, and I
Yes,
mean,
yes, yes.
those conversations between us are not a biggie. Okay, I know if Tele is ever in a zone, that I can push him towards Trip and he'll be fine. Okay, so those spaces where they can just be and say, this is killing me. What do we do? What do I do? Another thing, I think, just be clear from the beginning. Why do you want this, mama? Because if those children don't come, then what? Does she now become an enemy? I don't understand how, but this one I blame society a lot, because society has made it such that a man who has not sired children is considered nothing. Okay, which is not true. You're still valuable, you're still wonderful, you're full of worth to humanity, and children don't tie that legacy to your name. They're a gift from God. So really, it doesn't stop you from living because you don't have kids, right? So society should probably just shut up and just leave this couple to be, especially in-laws. Just let these people be. Once they get those children, I don't think you will be in their business giving them school fees and feeding those children for them. They'll go through that process of their own. So really, let the conception and the whole process, let it just be them. So I feel like men need more spaces. More men need to come out and just share what they are going through. Just so that the next guy can feel okay. So I'm not alone in this. I don't have to listen to someone telling me marry someone else. Yeah, or kick. Waiting rooms it hosts about 8,000 plus women. And yes, honey. And you'll find that every day,
What?
every day. Oh yeah.
That's
If
a
you go to
huge
waiting
number.
rooms
I
right
didn't
now,
think. Yes,
we
I
are
follow the
almost,
page and
yeah. There are about 8,000 women actively on Facebook waiting rooms as we speak. And out of those 8,000, on a daily basis, we receive a cry for help. Someone has been kicked out by her husband because she cannot bear children. Where do you go during COVID? Where are you going? Who is going to take you in? But there's no mercy. Someone is crying and telling you, I have nothing. I don't know where to start. I don't have children. I've been kicked out. And they'll be kicked out today. Tomorrow, another woman is in the house. Okay. Oh,
problem.
yeah.
And maybe the part for now, infertility in men.
Yes.
And I don't like talking. I don't like using the word infertility, but anyway,
It is what it is.
sometimes, yeah, it is what it is. Like it could be the man who can't,
has the problem.
have the kids, and it's always assumed that it's the woman or the lady who has
I
an
know very
issue.
many women. I know very many women who have stepped in and are receiving backlash from in-laws that it's them who are the problem, yet it's the sons of these in-laws who have the issues. Yeah, the women are going through so much. They're being bashed like crazy, but they can't come out and say, "But it's your son who has a problem."
Yeah.
Yeah, so there just needs to be a kinder space. I just say, tell people, be kind. Just be kind. Yeah. Even if she can't bear children and you no longer look at her like she's worth anything, just be kind. Be kind to her. She didn't wake up and say, God, make sure you don't give me children. No one asks for that. Okay. No one. In fact, there's a scripture I like reading. Proverbs, is it Proverbs or Psalms 30, 16? And it says, there are four things that are never content. And amongst those four things, one that's listed is a barren womb. Okay. So don't think she woke up and decided, you know what, I don't want children. Okay. Then there's also another angle where, yes, you've gotten your first child, but the second child is now you've changed your mind. You're now looking at her and thinking, now what's wrong with this one? Let's just be kinder in our spaces. Protect her and love her, because really, she's yours. You chose her. You chose her. If you didn't want her, then you'd have just left her for someone else, So be kind, because you never know. It could be you. And these are issues that some develop later into the marriage, by the way. It's not guaranteed that because you're married, you'll always be able to conceive, even for the men. Yeah. So I usually say guys just need to be kind to each other. The lady needs to also understand the men are in their own space. Like,
yeah,
yes, I may be the one with the problem, but Tele is also going through this journey. He's also going through his own emotions. He's going through his own issues. And being a man, being my man, where he has to protect me and defend me, and the natural man that God created, he's also going through thoughts and self-bashing, because he's wondering, how comes I'm not able to protect my wife? Why can't I give her what she desires? Why, all this wise. And he also has to rise up and protect me from family. He has to protect me from friends. He has to protect me from social media. There's so much he's going through. So I also need to put myself in a space where I'm looking at him and thinking, you know what, God, thank you for what you've given me. That I have a protector. Someone somewhere doesn't have one. Someone somewhere is being bashed, is being beaten, is being humiliated. So it needs it's a double-edged sword, where you have to mind his side and he has to mind you.
Okay. And then I'll just go through some of the comments again. Triza, thanks for watching. Bill Hawaidaka Karibu Malaika, thank you for watching always. Baba Gabriel says, God knows that's what's best for us. Lizzie says, that's true. Children are a byproduct of a marriage. And I know some people are watching on a watch party. We have shared watch parties. Unfortunately, if you comment on the watch party, I cannot see your comments, but thank you for tuning in. And that's Sheila Damba. Thank you for watching. Wanjiru says you have the greatest gift of, yes, she says you have, Damba. Wanjiru says you have the greatest gift of love, Watele. And I think I read Maureen's patience and acceptance. This is a strong woman. So Sheila, waiting rooms, do you have a counselor on board? That's one of the questions that we've been asked. Do you have a counselor on board?
Yes, we are able to provide counseling services. Yes. So they can just get in touch. Whoever needs those, they can just get in touch with us through you, and then we can arrange for those. So yes, we do have counseling services.
Okay. So I think what we will do is we will post the waiting moons link on the comment section of this show, and then people can engage you even after this. And now comes my question of secondary fertility, infertility. Sorry, do you have a lot of that in waiting moons, or someone has 3 children, they want 7, and all of a sudden, do you have issues like that, where
Yes.
people come out and they need support in that?
Yes. So
And do you think
infertility is not just
okay, yeah, go on.
infertility is not just the fact that I can't get my first child. There are very, very many people who are struggling now to get their second, their third child. So that's why I said, don't enter in and get excited and think you're sorted. You don't know how your body will change tomorrow. You don't know what will come out of it tomorrow. So this is it's a journey where it's one day at a time. So yes, there's a lot of secondary infertility, um a lot of it too is environmentally to blame. Our lifestyles change. A lot of our lifestyles change. You're no longer taking care of yourself as you used to, so things are different, and you find it messes up the system, and things like that. There's also that space where you've gotten so busy with work and other responsibilities, so even syncing both of you is kind of like a story per se. You see, you're hearing how guys are saying, um, until COVID, I didn't know my wife likes color red. You know, there's a lot of those stories that are now happening. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we get so consumed with a lot of things, and we've stopped bonding. We've stopped, how are you? Who are you? Now that we've had one child, have you changed? What's going on? Do we need to change this? Do we need to do that? So secondary infertility is very high. It's there. It's very prevalent.
And then this now back to society, Sheila. What are the some of the things that people have approached you with that really argue, or you'd like tell people to stop doing? One thing I stopped doing is congratulating someone, and I don't know, like I'll congratulate you after, because I've congratulated so many people thinking they're expectant, and they're like, no, I'm not. Like maybe it's just a bulging stomach, and it's very sensitive. I know it's very sensitive. Like for instance, when are you having your second child? For me, that really irritates me. Um, just I'm just like, don't assume. But what are these comments that people stop asking,
So
or what would you request society and friends and family to? What support would you like as a waiting
so
womb?
I usually say, what you don't see, what you don't touch, like what you can't see, let me say can't. What you can't see, what you can't touch, what you have not had, don't speak about. That's my rule, my thumb. Yeah. If you can't see it, if you can't touch it, if you can't hear it, don't talk about it. Okay? It's none of your business. Sawa? So there's so much people say, both in ignorance and in knowledge. I've heard of situations where people have been asked, kwani mzee wako hajui goalpost iko wapi? Yes. Yeah. Others are told, ama nikuje niwaonyeshe styles inakaa nyinyi hamjui. It's like you don't know how to tuatua, so let me come and show you. I can offer free services. Others are like, why is he shooting blanks? And let me give a disclaimer. When you say someone is shooting blanks, it's an actual condition. It happens. It is a state. So yeah, quit saying things like that. It could be happening for real. There's this, you'll hear things like personally, let me just say my side. I've had a few people asking me, "Oh, are you praying about it?" And you're thinking, "Child, I am a pastor. You don't think I am praying, or my prayers are mixed? Sijui where? Okay, you do this. You go sit in that corner over there. You pray for me, then come and tell me what your God has said. We'll compare notes. I've had someone telling me in Swahili, siutie bidii. So you start wondering, me, a Luya woman, with the energy I have.
Yeah, all the energy, all
I
the
know.
all
But
the nini
how,
you kulat, all
how,
the
yeah, yes.
emrenda
How
with
much more
musemato.
energy? Yeah, how much more
Yeah,
energy do you want me to put in? And who said you're the one who knows how much energy needs to go in? I remember, and this one was an old person. I remember I told them, you know what, even if I was building a building that has 19 floors and I put in all the energy you think I am not, this is not my department, it is God's. He will decide when he wants to give me a child. And I walked away. I've had people rubbing my belly and asking me, so are we expecting anything? Don't touch me, okay? Just don't touch me. That's my belly, not ours. Yeah, don't touch
yeah,
me.
yeah. That's what it's only Tele who was given the permission.
Yeah, and even Tele is very careful when to touch. It's a process for him as well. So
Wow,
yeah,
yeah.
things like, oh, when are you getting a baby? Oh, now that you're married, si mtuonyeshe kamjukuu. Oh, when are we coming to greet? For us Lunjes, there's a custom where, like, now my mom can't come and visit me and spend over because I don't have a child. So we are still considered in the honeymoon phase. Yeah? So you hear someone saying, na tunakuja kwa boma lini? And you're thinking, really, why is it a bother to you? Aren't you just glad that I'm alive? Should that count for something? Would you rather I was dead, then now you start saying there was no child? So finally, I'm alive. Let's make the best use of what we have. So just inconsiderate thoughts, even actions. You go for a hangout with couples, then everyone is like, "Oh, my child this, my child that, my child." Me nowadays, I talk about my dogs. Yeah, yeah. Even me, I have children. My dogs. Thanks. So
Yeah, like that. Oh yeah. So guy, even when we go there, my son this, my son that, it's
be
irritating for
sensitive. Just it's not
yeah.
irritating, but you don't know what someone has just gone through. Maybe the person sitting next to you has 3 children, but they've just miscarried. Okay? So I'm not saying don't talk about your children. I'm just saying be sensitive. Talk about what is necessary. Okay? If it doesn't add value to that conversation, then you don't have to insert it there. Just be mindful. Because it's not really at your must, because I don't have children, then don't talk about it. I don't know what that person next to me has gone through. Okay, maybe they're there with you, but they have a kid in hospital in Niku right now. So when you start saying, Aki Mekababa, look at there, he's just running around. Aki, this one. Someone's child is not able to run around. I mean, hello, So that's what I was saying earlier. Let's just be kind. Let's just be kinder. You don't have to talk about it. You can talk about each other. You can say, I love your hair. I love your. You don't have to bring up such conversations because you never know what the next person is going through. Yeah.
So I'll read again some comments. Milio Teno, she's followed. She says, "Can't see, can't touch it. Don't talk about it." And she like even for me, you've taught me something. Breaking news. Even Liz, she likes attacking me. Okay, guy, I'll stop. Okay, Chawar, thanks for watching. Karibu. Florence Soma, Karibu Sana, thanks for watching. Remember again, if you're on the watch party, I can't see your comments, but we will follow up and Sheila will be able to answer some of your comments. Jemima Malala, thank you for watching. Karibu. Yeah, Bill has says, Kwanza, that one for touching the tummy apana. Liz is like, let's be sensitive. And someone asked, and I think it's Nate, Sheila, now that, I mean, it's, oh, Teresa also, thanks for watching. Asked, sensitive-ish topic, but relatives, I would say only on your end, but there's always, from what we read and what we see on social media, apart from the people who are telling you, jaribu tia goal, that one has that actually. Now the relatives from the other side, like, how do you deal with that?
Okay, so this is where I ask the men to stand up and fight for your home. Okay, just, Adesh, I can only come as far as you allow me. I can only say as much as you allow me. Okay, I can only look as much as you allow me. So build your boundaries from day one. Have your boundaries. Have your boundaries. And be okay with saying, no, that was not nice. You don't talk to my wife like that. Be okay with that. Because at the end of the day, you're not sleeping with those relatives. You'll go to bed with her, and you're the same one who'll be trying to touch her so that you can get what you want at the end of the day. Okay? So for the relatives, I just say build a boundary. You only get what you allow. If you allow them to talk trash, they will talk trash until the day is done. If you allow them to say hello and that's it, they will say hello and that's it, because they know that here we can't talk. They will talk amongst themselves outside there, but you will never get to know what they're saying, because you have already created a boundary that states, you know what, you don't cross this line. I don't even have to talk about it. Just don't cross this line. Yeah. So it's all about boundaries. It's all about boundaries.
And Sheila, for you and Tele, are you still, and that's the term, waiting room? Okay, 1 second. Baba Akim, if you're watching, your son is at the door. The door. So, awaiting, like, are you given up? Are you can't give up because there are other people who are looking up to you? Is it a luta continua for you? I watched something today where and it's a friend who sent me and said, since you're doing this show, maybe you should watch this. There's a couple that waited 21 years and they finally got their child. So how is it for you and Tele?
We have decided to have fun. We have decided to live our lives. We have decided to enjoy today, to enjoy now. Tomorrow will sort itself out. I have no say over my next minute. I have no say over the next hour. For me, it's just to live. So it would be a waste of my resources, a waste of my energy, a waste of myself not to live in the now and focus on what I don't know. That's foolishness. Okay. So for us, we've just agreed, you know what? Let's laugh for now. Let's eat bread now. Let's do what we need to do now. If God gives us a child tomorrow, that is fine. We will embrace and bring it up as, or he or she up as he desires us to do. For us, our state of mind is, for those who know the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, when they were taken into the fire, they said, if Jehovah saves us, we will praise him. If Jehovah does not save us, we will still praise him. That is where we are at. For us, children are not an entitlement. Okay, we are not entitled to children. My name doesn't change from Sheila to Sheila something else because it is a child. So we choose to live, we choose to have fun, we choose to go for the movies at 11 because we don't have anyone to put to bed. We choose to just laugh, live, fight, love again, have sex whatever time of the day. We don't have to close any doors. We can walk around the house as naked as we desire. As in, we are just enjoying it as it is. I know, right? This is us. So yeah, we deal, we live.
enjoy, because I always tell people once the baby comes and I go for those baby showers and I'm asked to talk, and I'm just like, you know what, when that child comes, everything changes from even your
Yes.
sex life, what you have to
Yes.
do. So,
Yes.
because again, I told you, we are planning that big day. Yeah, there might be 7 children who come at once. So just
Ah,
make
bring
up
it on. Bring it
for that.
on. Just bring
Make
your
it
makeup artist. Make sure your makeup artist is there that day.
You have to be there. So, guys, we are about to close in. And Ken Mwango, my brother, as usual, I've seen you watching and supporting. Sheila, for to give hope to those who have been diagnosed, I think it's a diagnosis with PCOS or something, let me say PCOS. Have you had of any instances where someone had PCOS and they actually had babies?
Yes, yes. There are many who have gotten children after diagnosis with PCOS. Again, I say this body is not ours, it is God's. He is able to do whatever He desires. I know of people who have even conceived and they didn't have uteruses. Okay. So, really, yes. So, let me tell you, don't limit your God. Just know this God for yourself and don't limit Him. He will do things you will be like, wah, wah, wah. Okay. Probably the reason why he's keeping me longer is so that it reaches a greater multitude when he brings those children. So PCOS is not a deterrent to pregnancy. PCOS is it won't stop God from doing what He desires to do using you. Okay. Um, and just to mention, PCOS is a condition that does not have a cure. It is manageable, but it doesn't have a cure. So I've accepted that this might be something I might have to live with for the rest of my life. Okay. Still, I know I will carry children and I know I will adopt children. So, really, at the end of the day, whatever it is, whether it's PCOS, endometriosis, or whatever it is, let me tell you, I know my God. I know my God, and He's able. So, that's what I live by, and that's what I hold on to.
I'm gonna read the last comments, guys. Again, thanks for watching. Clarice says, "Yes, Mama, God is able. Enjoy your life. Have fun. YOLO." Yeah, Clarice, our walking in the house naked. So, let us. Has this made your relationship stronger? And what can you tell other couples up there? You'll answer that after I read the comments. Mariam, Lucy, great show. Rosemary Mangu and Sheila, God's timing is always the best. Dear, I feel you. That's Rosemary Mangu. Bill has said, Kwanza, that one for one in the house. Bill has you and your 3 daughters. It's a no. It's over. Tell why that. Says God's timing, my peeps. Mukshi says, steadfast faith in God. Lizzie says, Sheila, you're amazing, knowledgeable, and totally it, coupled with an amazing habit. I love your ministry too. God bless. Hazel is there with an amen. Ken Mwango, Sheila, you're strong and you're blessed. You have a joyous attitude, and the peace you exude is God sent. Can I get an amen? God bless. And Sheila, I can attest, you're already like a mother to many people. I see people coming to you, and I don't understand the energy and the trust and the faith and the hope you have to still hold on to every time I'm calling you, you're running to help someone who's going through something, and you have a very big heart. And just know that everyone who's watching is praying for you. Lilia Notieno, my cousin from the US, she said she's watching your wonderful inspiration. Sheila, God is faithful. She loves me. I love you too, Lilia. Thank you for watching. So Sheila, you have people who just love you for who you are. Sharing your story, it's not easy. I know so many people who don't like talking about it because they don't know how to react. Me, I think me had been central police station every time I've jabbed someone, but I've changed. I've changed my ways. I mean, I grew up wiser and older, but it's not these some comments. I've had my own moments too where someone is asking you, and stop it. For those guys who like asking me when my second child is, I'm not giving any, but just stop. It's very irritating, and I think it's unfair. And for real, society, we as Kenyans are bullies. Bullies, bullies,
Yes.
bullies. The other day we saw the case of Robert Bulale. I'm talking to some people, and generally, and there's someone who's been checking up on him. I mean, his past is his past, whatever, but then give us any right to, pick on something that someone is going through and then now use it against them. So yes, guys, if you have any more comments, please leave them on the comment section. Sheila will be able, in her time, to respond. If you want to engage Sheila, please follow her on her page. Sheila, please keep on doing what you're doing. And before we go, I'd like to request that, remember last week we brought in Jerry Wa and Nancy Atieno, and our topic was on GBV, gender-based violence. Nancy is a survivor of basically both of them are survivors of GBV. And Jerry has a shelter. She has a home where she shelters women and children, and not because she's um, discriminating the dudes. It's because we can't put them together. But she comes out to help kids and, I mean, basically victims of GBV. And just the other day, Jerry has posted a video where she has a baby, an abandoned baby was found, and she's here busy feeding, like she's back to being a mom, and she's doing this voluntarily. She's not paid for it. And she has started a movement, an organization called Usikimye, and their pay bill number is 891300. That's the account. You can see the numbers on the screen. And it's just a request from anyone who's watching to send whatever you can. The money you're sending goes out. You remember, she has to go rescue a child, a man who's been beaten by his wife, a child who's been molested. Last week we had a 10-year-old who was molested and needed surgery. She has to basically dig into her pockets to sort these issues out. And so it's just a kind request. We're on a campaign trail that will be ongoing on just ways that we can help Usikimye Foundation just change a life and save a life. So for everyone who was watching, remember this has been a topic on waiting wombs. If you're out there and you're waiting to have a child, Sheila is here telling you, you still have more popcorn to kula. She's calling you. Yeah, Sheila likes movies. She likes nice thing, cake. Just take her cake, sit down with her and eat with her. And then she'll share with you like her journey. Sheila,
Nate had asked a question. Has it made us stronger? Yes, it has. Nate, we are a tight unit. We are a very tight unit right now. What would I tell other couples? Hang in there. Hang in there. It may be hard today. Tomorrow will be easier. Just hang in there and enjoy each other. Enjoy what you have. Yeah, that's all.
even before you've answered me, Sheila, I was gonna tell you to give us your parting shot about waiting wombs and Hannah's heart. And you've not told us about Hannah's heart, like the whole aspect behind it.
Let me just quickly say where Hannah's heart came from. Hannah's heart came from a place of pain. At that time, I would ask God very hard questions. Like your periods come and you're like, God, why? Why me? Why not that person on the street who doesn't need a child? Lord, why am I in so much pain today? Why can't I do this? And PCOS also drains your energy. You're like fatigued 24/7. So I had to actually resign from work. And you're indoors the whole day and you're like, I'm tired, Lord. Even just thinking is exhausting. What's going on? And in my interactions with God, he would drop promptings in my spirit that he would push me, like, just say it. Just say it. So I'd write on my timeline, and I started tagging it Hannah's heart. Reason being, when we're reading about Hannah in the Bible, we don't know the details of how her everyday was. What kind of thoughts did she have? What kind of things were going around her at that point. And those were my thoughts in regards to Hannah's heart. This is what Hannah's heart used to go through every day. We are only told of the day she went to pray, and we are given a sketch of her life. We're not given the nitty gritties. And for me, what I was sharing were the nitty gritties, the thoughts that Hannah probably had. So I called it Hannah's heart. And because at that time people weren't talking about it, then I started saying, you know what, I'll speak the unspoken. So that's where the Hannah's heart hashtag came in. My parting shot, guys, live hard, okay? Love hardest, love deep, because nothing is guaranteed, people. Nothing is guaranteed. Don't sit down and think you have tomorrow given to you on a platter. You don't. You don't know what your next minute is going to be like. So let it be a good last minute. Yeah. Let it be said that you laughed hard. Let it be said that you made someone laugh. Let it be said that you had joy in you. Let your last minute be a good minute. Let it be a good minute. So yeah, that's what I'd say.
You make me wanna cry every time I listen to your story, and I will not tire um, from listening. And Abi Memo Etale says, Sheila, you're a blessing to many. Baba Akim says, strength of a woman. Sheila, keep the faith. God is always good. Great listening to you over the show. Salu. Linda says, Sheila hugs Mama. Lizzie says, good job, Adesh. Proud of you, my superstar. Thank you, Lizzie. Becky Arunga Otwala, thanks for watching. Karibu sana. Jere Wafula Washington, thank you for the compliments. He says, good work. Lina Gishure, thanks, Sweetie, for coming in and for your compliments on my makeup. Remember, if you want your face to look like this, if you want magic to be worked on you, follow Tisha Abraham on Facebook. I'm going to share her, I'll share her details. So yeah, basically, guys, Sheila has told you, live, laugh, love. Yes, because you're not guaranteed about tomorrow. So guys, let's be kind to each other. Let's stop the craziness that we see on social media. Mtu kama ameolewa ama ako kwa relationship haja bado haja hey guy, I got C in SWA. Hajabarikiwa na mtoto, tafadhali tuache kuingilia watu ati when are you having ati goalpost. That one has irritated me the end. So let's just, if you see a couple, they've been together for a while, leave those questions to the doctor and to God. They are the ones who will answer. Sawa. It's been real, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in all the way from the USA, from LD. I'm seeing guys from everywhere, from Nairobi. I love you. Asante sana, Sheila. Thank you for coming onto the show. You had another show in the morning, and it's not easy to talk about your story over and over again. Please don't tire from giving your story. We love you. Thank you. Remember, guys, to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and also to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Oink. My name is, and has always been, oh no, 8 years ago it wasn't, Adero Ocholler. Remember to roll the R. I love you guys. Enjoy your weekend and be blessed. Mwah. Bye-bye.